Amenhotep Senuhena Senut Itiren Ishagandu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. Let me check the sound as usual. The sound is loud and clear. That's beautiful. Okay, the title of this video is Biblical Writings Coming from Ancient Egyptian Texts. In brackets, you have Kemet, km.t. That's a transliteration for the place name Kemet. Then you have a space dash space Genesis and Amenhotep, son of Hapu. What I will do first is share this link in the chat. And by the way, I have shared the invite link for whoever would like to get on the panel, but you need to show your face, otherwise just use the chat. This is the link that I have shared, biblical parallels with text from ancient Egypt. And then you have the URL. Uh-oh. Looks better like this. So then you have the URL. Now, you see here in the middle, that's my website address. All you need to do at the end is to add /Bible, AFROSTYLY.com/Bible. I alluded to that. We will see if there's some participation, if I get some support. And there's plenty of text where I can show some parallels. Now, this one that I will go through, some very, very, very short text, not like a paragraph or sentences, just something very, very small. But it's a beginning stage. It's in the beginning stage, so we will see if there is interest, if there is consideration, and if I get the support, then I'll be able to afford to take the time and spend the energy to go through all those different texts from ancient Egypt that ultimately made their way into the Bible. All right. So let me start sharing the screen. So this is the article, the new page on my website that I could update once again if I get the support. I'm planning on updating it anyway, but if I don't get any support, I'm not going to rush. You understand what I'm saying? A report of excavations was published by the French Institute in Cairo, Institut Français du Caire, under the direction of M.P. Jouguet. This institute was under the French Ministry or Department of National Education, Ministère de l'Éducation nationale. Here we have part 11, tome 11, of excavations in the temple of the royal scribe Amenhotep, son of Hapu. Le temple du scribe royal Amenhotep, fils de Hapu, by Clément Robichon and Alexandre Varille. Volume 1, 1936. This report is hosted on the website of the French National Library, Bibliothèque Nationale de France. And here you have the link. It's a clickable link, so if you click there, you'll go straight to the publication. And you can download the publication because it says the download link is also provided in the menu located on the right-hand side. You can click on the download icon, you see? And this is the publication here. Here it says Ministère de l'Éducation nationale, which is ministry. For the people of England, it will be Ministry of National Education, and for the people in America, it will be Department of National Education. On page 148 of the PDF, there is a picture showing fragments of a mural painting of the third right lateral chapelle, fragment de peinture murale de la troisième chapelle latérale droite. On the top right-hand corner, it says plate 35. And on the actual document, you will have PL dot, which stands for plate, and then you have the Roman numbers, the Roman numerals for 35. And that's the picture of that mural painting. So it's safe to say that we are seeing Amenhotep, son of Hapu. Alexandre Varille provided the hieroglyphic transcript and a translation in his Inscriptions concerning the architect Amenhotep, son of Hapu. In French, Inscription in French, inscription concernant l'architecte Amenhotep, fils de Hapu. In the publication reference, Library of Study T44, Bibliothèque d'études T44, or 44 in French, of the French Institute of Oriental Archaeology, printed in 1968. It is available on the Internet Archive website, and you have the link, which is also a clickable link. Now remember, I've shared the link. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Hope you're doing well. Remember, I have shared the link. See, but to make it easy, my URL is in the middle, right there. afrostyly.com, and you add /English at the end. That's the publication. On chapter 3, Inscriptions of the Funerary Temple of Amenhotep, chapitre 3, Inscription du Temple funéraire d'Amenhotep, page 90, but on the PDF it is page 56. There is part D, Jubilee Rewards, or in French, des récompenses jubilaires, with a drawing, which was made by someone called M. Jacquemin, of the wall painting labeled Figure 14. And here you have the drawing of the picture that we've seen just previously. We are informed, is it shown? Well, actually, I didn't even check. Yes, it is. We are informed that this group of fragments carry the number A.1208 of their excavations inventory. Ce groupe de fragments porte le numéro A1208 de notre inventaire de fouilles. Then on the next page, which is 91, the hieroglyphic transcript is presented in 6 columns under the reference text number 30. In French, text numéro 30. Inscription en 6 colonnes. So here you have the screen print of the actual book, and you can see at the top we have 91. That's the page number of the actual book. And here you have the text, the hieroglyphic transcription in 6 columns. Now you might say, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. But what it means is that here it's a bit small, but you have a digit 1 with a stroke underneath. So that's the first column. Then you have digit 2 and a stroke underneath. Then you have the 3 here, then you have the 4 here, and the 5 here, and the 6 here. Now other digits, are in parentheses, so that would be like annotations. And why are we talking about columns? Because as you can see here from the drawing, or here directly from the actual picture, it goes like this. Okay, so those are the columns. That being said, on the following page, we have the translation in French. I will read the French for the record, but then I will read the English translation. En 33e mois de l'été, 2e jour, le juste scribe du roi qu'il aime, Amenhotep, creuseur de canaux, s'est incliné devant le souverain à l'issue de la célébration du premier jubilé de sa majesté. Il a reçu des ornements en or et en toutes sortes de matières précieuses. Un collier en or pur et en toutes sortes de matières a été passé à son cou. Il s'est assis sur un carreau doré en face de l'estrade royale. Son corps a été habillé d'étoffes délicates et de lin de première qualité. So here you just have the screen print coming from the book. You see it says page 92, and that's the translation in French that I have just read. Okay. Now in English, when you translate, that gives us this. Year 30, third month of summer, second day, the just scribe of the king who loves him, Amenhotep, canal digger, bowed in front of the sovereign at the end of the celebration of the first jubilee of his majesty. He received ornaments in gold and all kind of precious material. A necklace of pure gold and all kind of material was put around his neck. He sat on a golden square in front of the royal platform. His body was dressed with delicate fabric and first quality linen. Now, let us compare the last part of this translation with the Bible in the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 42. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen and put a gold chain about his neck. So this is taken from Bible's Getaway, and you can Bible Getaway, and you can see that this is a clickable link, and it's the King James version. And here I just have a screen print of what I have just read. Okay, and here finally we have Amenhotep, son of Hapu. A necklace of pure gold was put around his neck. Genesis chapter 41, verses 42. We are told that a gold chain was put about his neck. Amenhotep, son of Hapu, his body was dressed with delicate fabric and first quality linen. Genesis chapter 41, verse 42. And arrayed him in vestures of fine linen. There's one scholar who made a third, who pointed out a third similarity, or if we go in order, he would have placed it first. Is the fact that Pharaoh took off his ring and put it. He took his ring and put it upon Joseph's hand. Now, it's safe to say, it's safe to presume that the ring was probably made out of gold, because if you go back to the translation, we are told first he received ornaments in gold, and then we are told that a necklace of pure gold was put around his neck. So that's most likely the reason why that particular scholar has highlighted a third similarity. But I don't have any evidence of what kind of material the ring of Pharaoh's hand was, according to the narrative of the Bible, of course. So I just pointed out those two uh, parallels or similarities, if you will. So, hey, my brother Osam Kai is here. So, really, you see, that was a quick one. You have all the references, all the sources, so you can look it up for yourself. If some people disagree with the translation, then they can present their translation and we can go through it. But what I'm looking forward to, oh, yeah, Osam Kai is here. Maybe you might help me with that one. But anybody else, I'm looking for preferably, okay, preferably, I would like the picture of the Book of the Heavenly Cow. Now, it appears in several monuments or tombs or artifacts. There's one in the tomb of Seti the First. I've seen some pictures, but not the part that I'm looking for. So, if at least you know where I can find the hieroglyphic transcript, that would be very helpful because there's one biblical parallel that I want to make, and I need some um, reliable source. So once again, the Book of Heavenly Cow. It might be called also, the destruction of mankind. If you happen to know where I can find the actual picture from the tomb of Seti the First or any other text, or if you know where I can find the hieroglyphic transcript, it will be very helpful. Regardless, I have a considerable list of its ancient Egyptian texts that ultimately made their way in the Bible. So, so new brothers and sisters, so new brothers and sisters. Now, when I talk about support, I'm talking about donations, of course. So those who feel generous, you want to see that happen, then the PayPal is at the top here. PayPal.me/forever. You have the link in the description of this video. You also have the Cash App, $forever, or people can use the super chat or super sticker directly on YouTube, even though YouTube take about like 30%. Now, I want to show you something quickly. If you go to the bottom of the website, You have Prophet Muhammad's color according to Islamic sources. And you see all this? What I would love is to have a similar phenomenon. First, I had just a few quotes from Sahih Bukhari. And whenever you click, it will lead you directly to the actual quotation. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to have many different texts compared with the Bible so that you can just click and go straight to whatever uh, title or text is of interest for you. But like I was saying earlier, I just had a few texts, mainly from Sahih Bukhari. As time went on, as I got a little bit more familiar and comfortable with the Arabic language, and as I came across more quotes from different hadith, because first you have Sahih Bukhari, then you have Sahih Muslim, then you have Sunan Abu Dawud that I was not aware of. I didn't know about that one. Um, and you even have a Tirmidhi, you know, and you have some other quotes as well. And ultimately, I even added this part here. Where is it? Yes. Why some people claim that Prophet Muhammad was black skinned. And when I tell you about that very detailed article, that's what I'm talking about. Because you see, it starts here. I go to different quotations from our uh, friend or associate, should I say, because they don't have friends besides their black Muslim believers. They only have associates. So I quote him, I go straight to his sources, to his terminology, and then I deal with those terms, you know. And then, I show different quotes. I quote different books. Then I go to At-Tirmidhi and deal with the word dark, Hassan. Then I go to At-Tirmidhi, where we are told that this hadith where Muhammad was described as Asmar, which means brown, is Harib, which means odd or strange. I even have the part there where it says so. Definition of Harib from the same book. I'll show you the edition that I'm quoting from, in case they try to say it's not reliable. Then in the same book, Muhammad is described with whiteness, and you have all the different references. Then I deal with Ibn Mandur from his Lisan al-Arab and what he has to say about Abiyad. I go to one of West Muhammad's article, and even himself has shown that Asma or Sumra means brown. Then I use one Arabic language website that quotes Lisan al-Arab. I get different translation from another one called almani.com, and so on. So I'll be happy to have as much material, but it's on you, brothers and sisters. So it's been exactly 20 minutes. Feel free to use the chat if you want to make a comment, if you want to ask a question. Whether you agree or disagree is fine. If some people want to get on the panel, then feel free. I'll wait a little while. And if there's nobody, then I'll call it a day. There's more than what people expect, way more. That's why when it comes to Kemet, people should be careful about saying, we don't have this, we don't have that, or I pay so much money if you can show this or that. Even if as of today, we might not have something, they might dig tomorrow or in 2 months or 2 weeks' time, and we find that stuff. They are digging all the time and finding stuff all the time. One of the biggest problems is that people don't have a habit of going straight to the text. They have a habit of making linguistic acrobatics, linguistic gymnastics, doing picture scholarship, and whatnot. So We can get more thorough than that. Who's going to refute the text? Who's going to refute the primaries? So what's up, brothers and sisters? It's not sexy. Meta nature is not sexy. Maybe some people would have preferred that I say, well, it comes from us. This is us. I'll wait a little while. I don't mind if it's a short one. I was on the Smash Rock platform. Had a nice beer with our brother Osai Car. We have James Powell in the place to be. You know, I even had to address one Twitter figure, blonde hair moderator, who's happily being a groupie for people who bend over and get smacked in the booty, who plagiarize books and teach that Hebrew is an African language. Some people don't have any shame, I'm telling you, but it's all good, you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is that on Smash Rockwell's platform, nobody came on the panel to break down or explain or argue that the meta nature has not been deciphered. Because the title of his video was, Has the meta nature been deciphered? Or was the meta nature deciphered? One of the two. Now, in the chat, we had a few people who used to type stuff, but at one point, and early on, Smash even said it, how come outside of the conscious community we don't have anybody? Any scholar claiming that the meta nature has not been deciphered. And later on, I said, please give me the name of one PhD who says that um, the meta nature has not been deciphered. And then you will notice if you look at the chat might appear in a few more minutes or maybe an hour or so. You will notice that the chat was quite kind of quiet. Now we have righteous who wrote, Assalam alaikum wa alaikum salam. Tafarashna. Oh no, is it? I forgot now. Tasharafna, I think it is. Tasharafna. Um, Ahlan wa sahlan. Min aina anta. And we have Nigist who wrote, Did you see Jabari embarrass Garfield the other night on Saneda? I've seen it. I mean, Garfield is an embarrassment for scholarship, man. It's he spent most of his time dealing with a quote from John Henry Clark, and even if John Henry Clark would have said that he believes in a physical Jesus, what difference does it make? I mean, Seku, how you doing? He wrote Kaif Halkum. You meant? Well, I said a few things. I think first I said Tasharafna, and then I don't recall saying Kaifa Haluka, but you have to know if it's a male or female. So if it's a female, you would say Kaifa Haluki. Anta Atakalam Arabia? Or should I say Anta Tatakalam Arabia? I haven't practiced Arabic for a little while. So James Powell wrote, It all comes from us, Shaka, but we just don't want to be us. Wow. So yes, back to Garfield, put up that quote and for this excerpt, this video excerpt. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Thank you. Did you see how Garfield screamed, Jesus? I have to take that one. I want to use that one, man. Oh, that was something, man. Same dude who claims not to be a Christian. He screamed that, Jesus. I mean, with such strength. And I'm going to see if I can find that part. It was so hilarious. And Jabari, you know, told Godfrey, you label me as a cult leader and so on. And Garfield maintained that. And at one point, Jabari was saying that he's not sure if he's going to go ahead with the debate. And remember that I told you that Garfield doesn't want to have the debate. He really doesn't want it, and he might create a situation so that the debate doesn't happen. Of course, it will be convenient if it's Jabari who backs down for the debate. So then Garfield can claim victory. But even if that was to happen, that Jabari decides not to debate him, then Garfield could just come up in the game without having to be associated with someone who is known and who has a track record in his community. So Garfield was doing credit repair. Then all of a sudden we saw him as part of a squad. And still to his day, he always needs his homie around. But in the community, I mean, he's a newcomer. And when it comes to the information he's bringing, it's mainly laughable. So we'll see what's up. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, let me see if I can find that part. And like I told you, most of the time, the Garfield has a discussion. Oh, this is the other channel. He's very nervous. Garfield is talking with Jabari is very, very, very nervous. So I need to put channel because this time it was on another channel. I think it's that one. I forgot to take that part. If I can play it, it will be good. Just bear with me. Keep the comments going. I really want to play it. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. It's worth the wait. Bear with me. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. I found it. Let's have a good laugh. Keep the comments going.
Video, bro. You never interrupted Jabari video. Come on, bro. Why you can't be balanced for one day? Jesus. Oh man. And then he calls for help from Jesus. He's not a Christian. He's calling for help from Jesus.
Resurrected. Jesus. But he is not a Christian. Okay. Now, here to learn not for any religious gangbanging. I understand that Islam is my door. Your overstanding It's reality. Sekou wrote, Reggie celebrates African origin of civilization, but somehow origins of religion isn't part of civilization. I don't know what Reggie is on, but as far as I know, he's listed on the website of people who plagiarize and who teach those things here.
Allah, and this is where I would disagree with Brother Shaka, is actually in the Egyptian text. The god Allah is an indigenous African god. In ancient Egypt, Allah is in his full form. Heru would be the same thing as Allah. These Hebrews, come from and who they are specifically, because based upon my research, these are African people. And this is how we know that the Hebrews, first of all, you got to understand that Hebrew is an African language. Your Fulani people, your Afar people, your Avriga people, these are your original quote-unquote Hebrews. Then when you do a linguistic analysis, you understand that the Hebrew language is cognate with the Yoruba language.
Hebrew language is cognate with the Yoruba language. This is straight up pseudo. And the last time I checked, Garfield was still listed on the website. So Jabari has never made such pseudo statements. So I'll leave it there. I'll see if people will do their due diligence, including Dr. Jahi Issa. If you know Dr. Jahi Issa, ask him how come you are associated with that dude who's extremely pseudo, besides him plagiarizing. Garfield obviously doesn't know enough about Kemetic writing to win that debate. It's not even a matter of winning the debate because at the end of the day, it's subjective. Some will argue, but I hope it will happen so people will see. The guy is just used to be on this platform with his homies and muting people and kicking people out. In the debate, he will not have a button to mute Jabari. He's very scared. It's obvious. Samka wrote, Jabari is on deck. It should be pretty good. Now, what is Islamic Ma'at? The first time I heard something similar was Dr. Wesley Muhammad who came up with Ma'atic Islam. There's no such thing as Islamic Ma'at. Muslims don't want to be associated with Ma'at any way, shape, or form. That's some new age syncretism. Who practices Islamic Ma'at? In which mosque where people talk about Islamic Ma'at? We shouldn't be making up stuff like that. It's not going to help anyone. If you go to a Muslim country and you talk about Islamic Ma'at, it's going to be a bit dangerous for you. James Powell wrote, I'm with you, Asar. Garfield seems to be well schooled in what he does. Garfield seems to be well schooled in what he does? Are you sure? I think he meant to write Jabari, because previously Osamka wrote Jabari is on deck. It should be pretty good. So I've read all the comments. Should I call it a day, or does somebody want to add some other comment, ask some question, or make some statement, or does somebody want to come on the panel? I don't mind interacting, but I don't mind putting an end to the live stream also if there's no more participation. And there hasn't been any donation thus far. I wonder why. When I look on all these pseudo channel, they get donations all the time, and it looks like my 15 years plus work is not that much appreciated. But it is what it is. You don't have to feel under any obligation. But it's a shame. It's really a shame. It's really a shame. You can holler with $1, brothers and sisters. You can definitely holler with $1. Don't trip about, oh, it's too short of an amount. It's part of the, it is part of the struggle as well. See, some of you don't spend all that time and energy and effort in going through the text and learning different languages and going through the different records. So, at least you can contribute financially. Many scholars receive foundings, you know, they receive grants and, all sorts of help. And I have people telling me, that they appreciate my work for so many years and never once in their lifetime have they ever made a donation. And I lament that. How are you going to tell somebody for 10 years straight that you love his work and never in your life you make a donation, not even $1, literally? Is that what's fly? Okay. I spoke about donation. There's no more comments. It's okay. I'll leave it there. It's going to be a good 37 minutes. Brothers and sisters, stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the Netero, I will definitely holler back at you. Hotep.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody is interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Nature classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Nature class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at or my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/Ma'at4ever.